Good morning, and welcome to our next installment of the Beatitudes series. And in Matthew chapter 5, verse 8, Jesus says, "Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God." Oh, how happy, how incredibly happy is a person that is pure in heart. Jesus says, from his own mouth, they shall see God. There's no wiggle room here. Jesus doesn't give himself an out. If you are pure in heart, you will see God. In the Jewish culture, and Jesus here being Jewish and speaking to Jewish people, he's speaking to them in a way that they understand. So in Jewish culture, when they're talking about the heart, they're talking about the whole inner person. They're talking about the mind and the emotions, the will, the complete inner life of the self. So someone who has a pure heart in this context is devoted. And this devotion is similar to a person that is expected to be devoted to their spouse. It is the same thing, with a singleness of heart and not duplicitous. Jesus is telling us here that submitting ourselves completely to God brings an inward purity that will result in a direct personal relationship with God. To actually see him, maybe not so much in the physical sense, but spiritually. To be able to see him working in your own life and the lives of other people and so forth. This beatitude ties with everything that comes before it. And I know that I probably sound like I'm beating a dead horse, but in my personal opinion, I don't believe that it can be overstated. Everything ties together. From being poor in spirit to being pure in heart. Everything ties together when we start doing these things. Jesus says he will do these things. So we have gone from being poor in spirit, recognizing our own moral bankruptcy, our own spiritual indebtedness, to mourning over that spiritual state that we're in which Jesus said we're going to be comforted. He will comfort us as we mourn over our sinful nature. And then we have meekness, which results in us recognizing God and his place in our lives as being Lord and ruler and being the only one who can remedy our sin problem. And then we have mercy. When we have been shown the mercy of God, it is time for us to show other people mercy and share with them, as we have already discussed, share with them this great news. Oh, how happy you can be if you do these things, because then God will bless you. And then blessed are the pure in heart. When everything is done with a singleness of heart, a devotion to God, all of these things, all of these benefits, they'll be yours. This is a promise straight from God the Son himself. It cannot be changed, and he did not give himself any wiggle room on this. You do this, and you will have this opportunity. You will have this wonderful experience. But first, you have to recognize your own sin and work your way into that relationship. Do me a favor. If this has been a blessing to you, share it to someone you love, someone you care about who, if you're a Christian, I hope this has been a blessing to you. We've got one more beatitude as far as what is traditionally called the Beatitudes, but the Sermon on the Mount continues, and the plan at this point is to continue to work through verse by verse the Sermon on the Mount. But if this has been a blessing to you, and you have a friend or a loved one who maybe isn't a Christian, share this with them. If this has been a blessing to you, share it. And as always, God loves you, and we love you. We're praying for you. God bless you, and have a fantastic week in the Lord.